Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody doing this morning? Thank you guys once again for tuning in. Oop, turn that down. Interesting. There it goes. Let's say the stream wasn't picking up for a second. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Sorry about that little goof up there. What we're on live. No more stash. We have shaved the stash. So, for those of you that loved it and for those of you that hated it, we're back to normal. No stash, baby. Times are changing. Times are changing. I don't know. It's always fun to do some change. Why not? But anywho, we got what's going on from Canada. I know I look extra young now. Baby face. Shaved clean, baby. Oh, that's funny. Coward. No, not a coward. No. What's the stat? It could have been, you never know. It could have been bad luck. You never know. But anywho's, I got a couple stocks we're going to look at. Primarily, two of them are earnings plays. The other one is BIIB, Biogen. Kind of have some negative news, gap down to about $80, $90 a share. So I'm not crazy about much today, but we'll look at what I am kind of interested in this morning. Didn't really see any great penny stocks this morning. Maybe something will change. I know SPI was kind of shooting up. That's a possibility. But I'm never crazy about the penny stocks that just run like crazy pre-market. Honestly, Stafford's like a love-hate relationship. Sometimes he's good, and then other times he's terrible, and then you want to blame it on the offensive line. I mean, it just is what it is. I know. So we'll get into it here. So let's start sharing this screen. All right, so we might as well start with SPI because I know a lot of people are like, whoa. So here we go. Here's SPI kind of running up. So started at, let's call it 250 this morning, up to 614. There was some news here about them acquiring some solar projects in Greece. So there's some good news on it this morning. Got a couple press releases. Stock's popping right now. If you look at the yearly chart, this is kind of what I'm paying attention to right there. The 200 moving average comes into play at about 650. So I got a good feeling we're going to see SPI maybe get close to 650, maybe a little above, and we're going to see a heavy resistance coming in right around that level. If for whatever reason SPI can keep moving up and past that 650 mark, then fantastic. But we're definitely going to be looking at some sort of big pullback here, right? We got up to 614. Pulling back a little bit right now. Nonetheless, we're just in the middle of a momentum move. Chances are we're going to see this pull back. I would not be too crazy about trying to trade this out of the gates, considering it's already going to be up, I don't know, a couple 100% or something probably. Let's see. Yeah, it's already going to be up 132% this morning, so a lot of the move has already been made. So I'd probably just kind of sit back, watch this develop. Hopefully it turns into something good. For right now, I would just wait until the bell gets there. Not going to chase any of this up. Right now, you see this line right in the middle of the chart at 493. If you go back to the daily chart, that would be this level right there on the top of this big push wick. So we can argue that maybe today, towards the bell, this 450 is going to hold. Possibly. So that's what I'm kind of watching for. The only thing I'm really paying attention to is this $5 mark. That was the previous resistance. Now it might hold up as a new support. So you're going to pay attention to that $5 market going forward into today's trading day. They did have a couple good news releases. Stocks up 130%. Got major resistance right at about 650. So you might as well just... I even got mine there right there. You can see my level is right there at 650. That should be a pretty good resistance spot. We're going to see some sellers coming into this right now. Yeah, Frank there. He mentioned a good point. Biotechs are always kind of crazy just because, kind of crazy things can happen. So we'll jump over to BIIB. Now, some of you guys probably won't be interested in this, and I can tell you right now, I don't even know if I'm going to trade it. But when you see a gap down like this from 300, 320 all the way to 229, you're kind of like, well, maybe I should focus on it. So just kind of watching BIIB. See if it holds this base it's created. You can see right now it dropped down to about 229, came back down to 229, came back down to 229, came and consolidated 229, pushing off of 229. So it's been able to hold this 229 level pretty good so far this morning. It would be nice, it'd be nice to see this 229s hold as it has. Maybe look for a bullish move back to the upside. It would be great if we could see it break over this 245 mark, which is like right here, right? Gap down, 245 level right there. It would be nice to see it kind of break over that, maybe gain some steam, some momentum. But just so you're aware, the news here is that Biogen had kind of discontinued their phase 3 trial for Engage and Emerge Alzheimer's disease trial. So I don't know much about Biogen in terms of these two particular studies they were doing. But by the looks of this gap down, it appears that investors are treating that not so good, right? It appears that these phase 3 trials they were doing were a very important key aspect to their business. And now that they're no longer doing them or have discontinued them, we're seeing that negative effect of $100 gap down almost. It's actually like 91 or 90 something, okay? So, hello, Helen of Troy. Hello. So definitely going to follow BIIB. This is a larger price stock, 230. You can expect the spread on this stock today to be anywhere from $1 to 50 cents. It looks like that's what the market maker's keeping it around. The market maker right now looks like they're keeping that spread from 230.70 to 236. So anywhere from like 30, I've seen 30 to 60 cents on average today. It might get a little bit bigger, but right now it seems the market maker's keeping it, within about a 30 to 50 cent spread this morning. So something to pay attention to throughout the day. All right, this thing could have some good moves. A lot of volatility could take place on that today. Okay. BIIB float, honestly, I don't know. Give me a half a second. I'll pull it up for you. Okay, maybe more than a half a second. That was a little ambitious of me, but, maybe just a couple seconds. Float on BIIB is 195 million. So don't expect this to just kind of skyrocket instantly. Could be a slower developing trader on the day. But, yep, does have 195 million share float. Who is the market makers? You'll probably want to do a little bit more research on market makers. But market makers basically control the bid-ask spread. They trade the financial markets all the time. They're liquidity providers. They're there to help keep the stock moving by fluctuation of bid-ask spread, being able to provide liquidity. These are guys that have tons of capital. They usually have a good amount of inventory of each of the stocks that you're trading, so that if you don't want to do a limit order buy from someone or buy from somebody else, you can just come and do a straight up market order. They're going to fill you. There's a lot that goes into it. Each stock that you look at on average has anywhere from 10 to 14 different market makers on that particular stock. So there's a lot going on. You should probably just take some time to actually read into market makers too. It might help you get a better understanding. And also when you're reading up on market makers, you might want to probably, what am I trying to say here, Connor? When you're reading up on market makers, also look into kind of some like different forums. Don't always go to like your commercialized websites. Look for kind of those like underground forums. They can help you learn some additional tips and tricks, in the market, because you're getting insight from people, that have traded, may have previously been a market maker. So you can find out some good information, just through some random forums on the internet and things like that. And so check that out. Yeah, check that out. All right, next one on the list here is MU, earnings report. So MU, I think got like a downgrade, or some analysts said to sell it. Who really cares? I honestly haven't looked too much into their earnings report this year. I didn't look too much into their earnings report here today. But so far, stock is gapping up, and it's really, really denying the $42 level. You can see that right now. MU spike, 42, hold, held below, held below, held below, held below, sell off. Just shy of that level. And actually, I should show you guys something real fast. Hold on, give me a second. Let me put on a RSI. I've done a video about this before, but wait, what the hell? Where'd it go? Hold on, let me redo that. I've done a video on this before. Didn't get too many views, but it doesn't really matter. Ready, you guys? So you see this here? See this? That might not work. Hold on, give me a second. I should probably enlarge that. Scroll this up a little bit, just like, oh, not that one, this one. Yep. Does anybody see anything here? Can anybody spot what I'm looking at from this double top to this RSI right here? Can anybody spot that? What are we looking at? Does anybody see it? I'll wait. Does anybody see it? I'll wait. Hey, there it is. You got it. Divergence. To the people stating divergence, you are correct. It's a bearish divergence right there. Okay, you got price action going up, momentum picking up, pulls back. Then you have the same price action move up while the momentum here is dying off, right? So that's what we call a bearish divergence, where price is increasing, right? Price action increases while at the same time momentum's dying out. So if you think logically, how can price action continue to keep going higher if the momentum of that move is dying out? So simple kind of concept there, but so if you're a trader that likes to keep on RSI, I don't keep RSI on every single chart. Like, I got an RSI over there, MACD over there, some other stuff over here. Again, I got multiple charts, but if you're someone who keeps RSI up, pay attention to that when you're seeing things go up or seeing things come down. Make sure that it correlates with your momentum so that it makes sense. But just a quick little mini lesson here on that specific moment in time. So I'm going to be following MU. I'm not crazy about how it denied 42. It's dipping out and now kind of holding. So I'm going to watch this one. I'm going to try and be patient with it. The way I see it is over 42, retail is going to be like, hey, that's a breakout over 42. And then also retail's like, well, hey, 42 held pretty solid here below that, so we can look to short it. So I'm just gonna kind of sit on the sidelines, kind of wait till I see, something that I like. But for right now, what I do know is that 42 level is holding as a strong seller's level. We did, in fact, have a little bit of a bearish divergence there. The price action shied the $42 mark. So I'll kind of let this do what it wants to do until I feel confident in a move today. But that's what you kind of have to take from this, is the 42 is a nice resistance. And the reason being, if you go back a little bit, you see this push here. I mean, if you just go back in time, you'll be able to see, you always look back in time for some structural system. And that's where it is. We had this kind of bounce here, consolidation, top, down, up, resistance. So what I might look for on the day is maybe a dip on MU, then a long. It just really kind of depends. What I'm paying attention to more or less is that $42 level. And down here, this particular spot would be kind of the next level, right? Follow my cursor down to there, right in this kind of area. Right where the stock started to break out in after hours trading, right in that level, right? So kind of paying attention to that. Last one here on the list, so I can speed this up, is WSM. So we had talked about this, well, not with you guys, but WSM spike up, hit resistance at 65, sold completely all the way down. Now it's kind of dropping out. So it looks like it's turning into a bearish move. Do note that if you look back on the chart, it's got a lot of consolidation to break through. There's a lot of support buyers here and kind of, breakout right there. So right now, this $56 level appears to be a support. So if we break that, we could get a little bit of a panic sell-off, considering that, there might be some stop losses in place around 55, what is that, 55, 56. So, think for a second, just think for a second. You're a long bias trader. You bought long here. You bought long here, right? Price moves up. Maybe you sold. Who cares? But if you're managing your risk, you would probably have a stop loss probably somewhere in this zone, right? If you're long here, you'll probably have a stop loss in place around this level. So if price action comes down, starts breaking, what are you going to do as one of these long bias traders? You're probably going to start getting out of your position and selling, which can accelerate this downward move to maybe break that support. Now, I was this morning pretty surprised to see it come all the way down and to keep kind of pushing lower. But again, stocks do what they want to do. So kind of paying attention to WSM today, see if it picks up in steam, maybe the downside. So far, it's still holding above its closing price from yesterday, which is at about $56.96 or $57. So $57 is also an important level because that's the closing price of yesterday. So as long as WSM or Williams-Sonoma is above the price of 57, it's still green on the day, theoretically. So another one we're paying attention to. How do I feel about Solo? Hyped bearish long term. Yep, you guys should all give a little click to the like button right now. Would appreciate that. Let's see. Wow. Hold on one second. I'm kind of just reading through some comments here. Solo, yeah, we could take a look at Solo real fast. So SOLO doesn't look bad. I would keep it on watch, right? I mean, so far it's got a good volume push here, picking up. I mean, what I could already see is happening is we'll probably see. This is the way it works, right? It's either we pull back, we hold this trend, and then we push up. Or we break down, right? Or we push up today, we start reaching these previous high levels, probably see some resistance, and then it pulls back, and then it might start to form, a bullish move, right? So just looking out in the future, right? What could we see? We could see a pullback here, bounce back up, and then it goes, right? And then we have something like that. Or, let me delete that. Or we see a push up, resistance, pull back, up, and maybe higher, right? So a lot of outcomes could happen, but so far, SOLO not looking bad because, and one of the reasons, let me also mention this, one of the reasons you're seeing this push, obviously there's buyers, but what do you think happened after the stock? Like what do you think happened? Once the stock spiked up, what do you think people did right at this level? They sold and shorted, right? So they're short, squeezing up, right? Kind of bouncing. That's just what's happening. It's just bouncing right now. So I think it is definitely worth keeping on watch. See if some more moves come out of it. Let's see. Physical gold short of economic. So basically, when it comes to gold, I mean, gold and silver and precious metals are really just something that's going to work well when the whole world is scared. I mean, I don't know if it's going to happen in, relatively soon, but it wouldn't surprise me if the United States and basically, I wouldn't be surprised if we fall into the same position as a Venezuela, right? Maybe not as bad, but everything that I promise you guys, everything that is taking place right now, right? Maybe not just yet, but the direction we're heading and the things that we're doing, it's all leading towards a direction of Venezuela, believe it or not. I mean, it's pretty obvious. So, granted, whether or not it happens, what we're literally taking the necessary steps to put our country in that same position. So when something like that happens, you're right. Probably gold and silver are going to go flying. So I have gold and I have silver. I own both of those in different accounts, long-term accounts. I've always really kind of owned some of it, but that's beyond. That's so far into now you're getting into politics and, probably end up hurting someone's feelings, or someone's going to be salty because you say this or you say that. And then there's no way the United States could ever turn into Venezuela. Well, believe it or not, we could, because the same people that are in Venezuela are the same people that are here in this country. Remember, we're all the same species. We have the same brain. We have the same instincts, have the same emotions, make the same mistakes. So yes, it is very much so possible. Okay. With that being said, that's all I got for you guys today. So thank you guys once again for tuning in. I do want to mention that the studio that I've been working on so diligently is almost done. So I'm waiting on 2 more lights to come in, so the lighting is all kind of accurate. And we should have some different style videos coming to the channel. We're still going to be doing this, still going to be doing stock charts, but we're going to have some different informational videos that I think you guys will like, because it won't just kind of be me sitting behind a camera. I'll be a little bit more active. The video editing will be better. So I think it's going to be a little bit more engaging for you guys rather than just kind of always seeing me sit behind this chair. So there are some different things that are going to be coming to the YouTube channel here soon that I think you guys might like as well. Yeah, so the mustache is gone. Well, anyways, guys, ladies and gentlemen, have a great day. Keep it green. If you don't like what you see, you don't have to trade it. Other than that, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning for another stream, another video. As always, take care, and I'll see you guys on the next video.